Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Happy Thanksgiving Eve. I'm not sure if people actually say that, but tomorrow's Thanksgiving, but happy Thanksgiving Eve. So, today I'm going to continue in the Christianophobia series, this part two. And today's topic is how Christianophobia shows up every day in life. So, I just want to talk about how it shows up in real life and the stuff people actually experience but don't always put words to. Now, to start off, have you ever noticed how at work or school you can mention anything but except being a Christian? Like, let's say you went to church the past weekend and suddenly when you mention that in a social environment like work, school, the room suddenly becomes quiet. Or you share your values in class and people act like you just said something that's very offensive. Now, the reality of that is that nobody says it directly, but you can feel it. Now, that little pressure to tone it down or not sound too questioning, and it's not loud or aggressive, but it's real. And a lot of us deal with that quietly. So, that's just an example for that. Now, when we talk about things like the media and entertainment, you look at movies, shows, and it kind of makes sense why people act the way they do. Because half the time, Christians are portrayed as either crazy, hateful, or clueless. Like there's no such thing as a normal, balanced Christian in Hollywood, and it's always the extreme version. And when that's the only picture people see, of course they're gonna assume the worst. I've had experiences when I'm evangelizing Christ to a person, and maybe they look a certain way or they behave. I can even recall where I was in the parking lot, and a man coming out of the store, he saw me and he got scared, and I just wanted to preach to him about Jesus and invite him to church, but it is what it is. Um, so as I was saying, so by the time these people meet a actual Christian, they've already built a story in their heads. Like they build false assumptions, things that aren't really true. Now that's for the media and entertainment side. Then there's the social pressure and double standards. An example is you talk about faith amongst your peers and people, they say you're forcing Christianity, and anybody can talk freely about their belief and nobody blinks. But when it's specifically a Christian, everybody becomes silent, or they say, "Oh, you're being too religious. You're forcing your beliefs on others," which I believe is spiritual and demonic influence. But that's another story for another day. Or you'll notice certain jokes as well, like people feel comfortable making about Christians. They would joke about anything. Whether the way they talk, the way they dress, even their Bible. But when it comes to other faith or belief system, there's no consequences, no hesitation, just it's Christians and it's fine. Like they think because someone's a Christian they can bully them, which isn't right. Now the last point I'm gonna make regarding that is like honestly, that the part people don't talk about as well as the quiet version, where when people find out you're a Christian, suddenly they treat you a little different. Not rude or distant, but they've already decided who you are. Like they don't show any sense of, respect, and it's unfortunate. Um, and that's the thing that makes Christians pull back and stay silent. And, you don't want to come off as too churchy or too, religious. And it's not necessarily because we're ashamed, but because we're tired of being misunderstood. Now, I'm going to talk about why this is important. The reason I'm bringing this up isn't to complain, but it's so that we stop trying to, gaslight ourselves. And you're not imagining it, you're not too insensitive, but this stuff actually does happen. And Jesus already told us in the Word that it will happen. He said that the world wouldn't always understand us. So instead of letting it discourage us, we should be able to let it make us more aware and more grounded in the things of God. Now, the next video is going to be my final video, since this is a 3-video series. I'm going to talk about how Christians should respond, not with anger or fear, but with wisdom, because we don't fight hostility by becoming hostile ourselves. Now, if you've experienced anything like this, please drop in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned. I may post the final video on Friday, or sometime this weekend. But stay tuned. And until we meet again, bye bye for now.